your host. I'm Akila Friends.
And I'm Ebony Chapman.
And today, if you guys are watching us on YouTube, you see that we are joined by Kristen Gooden, who worked alongside CNAs, LVNs, RNs, and for those who don't know, these are all levels of nurses, rotationally, as she was on the ground floor and worked at St. Francis in the HR department, California's Rehabilitation Center, NHR. It's literally a tongue twister because you do so much.
Yeah.
you did so much within the healthcare industry, but I want to make sure that we started off with that because homegirl has got receipts. Okay? Receipts. So if we're going to be talking about BBLs, we're going to be talking about pregnancy, specifically within the Black community, and wellness when it comes to overall healthcare within Black women.
Yes.
We want to make sure the person we are talking to
is certified.
Okay.
Right? We're not bringing you guys anyone that's not certified.
Listen, no under the cover, no under the table things being done over here. Okay, the people really know. And so let's welcome again Kristen Gooden. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So let's jump right in. BBLs, we talked about it. Short for Brazilian butt lift. I feel like we're just giving the abbreviation just for fun because y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is when it comes to BBL.
Definitely thought about it. Okay, I know y'all thought about it. We know y'all thought about
it. So when we talk about BBLs, it seems to be a source of major conversation these days. So why do you think, Kristen, that BBLs are so popular?
I think that, social media plays a part into it, celebrities, and I think that a lot of people just want to be able to have that perfect look or that perfect body. So I think people who decide to go and get plastic surgery, who decide to, morph their body in a way to a way that they feel comfortable, make them feel more secure about themselves, then, that's why they go do it.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, so I was over here watching a video on YouTube about a girl who got a BBL, and oh my word, let me just tell you that I just really can't even imagine. So I get the aesthetic after the fact, right? Which is, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. If you feel like that's the body you want to have, because I think you're very heavily influenced by all the people that are out here on social media, because clearly this is not a natural aesthetic. I mean, some people, yes, but not to most. And so anyway, so you feel like you have to do this, but the amount of things that they do not tell you. So basically, I'm just going to describe the video for you a little bit. She is wearing, what do they call those things? It was
faja.
A faja, okay, which is like a full-on bodysuit, essentially. And when I tell you, she was laying on her stomach for 3 days. She had blood leaking all over the place, and she couldn't even shower. I don't know, how long can you not shower? Like 2-3 days?
Right. Sometimes it takes about a week.
Okay? And you're leaking in the same blood, like, for days, and they're giving you shots, and you're laying on your stomach. You guys, I do not think anyone could pay me enough money to go through this procedure. Like, I just really don't think it's something for me, because the pain, and then the money to make sure you have the best care after the fact. And then you have to get these lymphatic massages to, like, get all the blood flowing in the right places. And she said they were painful. On top of the fact you just had surgery. You guys, let's talk about the dangers. I
was about to say, this sounds extremely biased, but let's talk about
it was my opinion for sure. But let's talk about the dangers of, like, the BBLs. I feel like these are the things that, people say, but it's always like, oh, you went to Mexico, you went to the Dominican Republic and you got a BBL, and that's why you had a crazy surgery. But if you go to Miami, California, New York, wherever they're doing it, that you're going to have a better result. But I don't think that that's actually accurate, because I definitely know someone who got this done and definitely had a complication, and she got it done in Miami.
Right. It doesn't matter where you actually get it done. It does matter about the surgeon. So you want to make sure that your surgeon is certified. So whether you go outside the country or you get it done here in America or you get it done, here in the state of California. So I have clients that went to Beverly Hills and who've actually came back and they've had fibrosis, which is like the lumps in their stomachs or underneath their hips or their butt. So it also depends on your surgeon, whether they're certified or not, whether they're going to properly inform you about the aftercare and properly inform you about your actual surgery. So it definitely depends on your surgeon, not where you go.
So when you're saying it depends on the surgeon, like the surgeon needs to be, like, what is the checklist? You're like, no, this surgeon needs to have this, this, and this to make my job on the back end easier.
But even if all that happens, there still could be complications.
Absolutely. Nothing is 100%.
Right. This is surgery. So I think people kind of bypass that and say like, oh, this is just, I'm going to go get, whatever done.
A regular procedure.
Right.
Even those things go wrong.
Yes. Exactly. There has been reports of people who actually died because of this plastic surgery. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of those stories in the news. So to make sure that your surgeon is, certified, you need to do your research. You need to look at their actual certifications online, look it up to see if they're board certified. You need to make sure you talk to or look at their reviews about past clients that they may have had. Look at the negative reviews. Talk to their staff to see if they're a good staff and see if they had any experiences where it's been like outrageous and they've had so many people that have had negative outpacks because of their surgery. So it's best to do your research before you actually get it done, not only about the surgery that you're getting done, but about the procedure that you're getting done, the surgeon, and the outcomes of people who've gotten it done before them from that surgeon.
Yes. No, I think it's so necessary because, I raised my hand. I was like, I think, at least for me, it was at one point, I was like, man, this would be kind of cool. But this would be like a good addition. But then for me, what made me stop was, one, thinking through, did I do everything I need to do in the gym or personally to get to the ideal look? And then if I did and then it didn't work out, then I'm like, okay, maybe think of other reasons. But like if I'm not at that stage yet where I can say comfortably, I am living the healthiest lifestyle I can. I am doing the workouts. I'm doing what I need to do to get to that level.
And to add to that, too, it's like, let's say you do get the surgery done, but you're still eating crazy and you're not working out and you're not going to maintain healthy habits. Your body's not going to gain fat in that particular area, but it's going to go somewhere else.
And it's going to transfer.
And your surgery that you paid $1 billion for is not going to look so great, okay?
Or on the flip side, too, like, again, it was really the research, you looking into it, it was like, do I want to go through all of this for a voluntary procedure? Like, and again, this is not shaming those who do... Me, I'm more like live your life. It looks good, whatever else, but live it consciously. It's more like recognize that there are things that can really go wrong here, and obviously you name some of the things that can. It's crazy,
and I think it makes it. I mean, you let us know. I'm sure you've seen all the women, but I think, like you said, people bypass that idea that like it is
surgery.
Elective surgery, and just because a lot of people have gotten it done, and you see a lot of people doing it, that you're like, I'll be fine.
Right.
And it is not, it's case by case.
It is. It really is. I've seen people who've actually needed to get this surgery. Say if, we've had moms that come in, they've had a mommy makeover or a tummy tuck, or if they had, or just wanted to get that silhouette back from what they used to have. And then some women just decide to get it because they don't want to do the exercise, or they don't want to actually put forth all that hard work, and not actually knowing that it's going to be a lot of recovery that you're going to go through, where you're going to need to incorporate that exercise, those healthy eating habits and all of that. So whether you want to or not, you're still going to have to do it. So
how long is recovery?
Oh my goodness.
Recovery. Okay, so the surgeon will tell you it'll be up to like 6 months to a year, but it can actually be a year or even more. So it's case by case. Some women can really go through that surgery and, they're able to get those results because they keep up with the aftercare. And then some women, even though they keep up with the aftercare, their body just responds differently. So it really depends. So I wouldn't say like, oh, you're going to bounce back real quick. I saw, whatever celebrity bounce back real quick and, it was nothing. But no, it takes a lot of aftercare, a lot of lymphatic drainage massages that you're going to need to get done in order to keep up that body you just paid for.
That's what people need to know, because for me, even when I tell you I was doing the YouTube researching, looking at the blogs, I was, because I want to know what's going on. What would be
why is everyone on this trend?
Yes, but then like the lymphatic massages, what I saw. Okay, you do it for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. You probably have a couple in between that you may plan every now and then. But really, those first that first week or two of recovery is really when it's a necessary thing. But you're telling me 6 months to a year plus, you are still doing those massages.
That is correct. It is not a week, 2 weeks, and then you're done. No, it is like a year or more. And then they start to space out. So usually you get it done right after your surgery. Sometimes your surgeon their facility even offers it.
My body hurts just looking at this.
I'll just say this. When you first get your surgery, yes, it's going to hurt because your body is sore. It's recovering. But as time goes by, it's going to feel like a relief every time you get those surgeries done. Because after your surgery, your body is building up all that fluid, right? So because it's used to going somewhere. Now it's like it doesn't have a source to go to. So it is building up all that fluid where it used to be, and it needs to escape some way. So with the lymphatic drainage massage, it allows you to massage those fluid and those toxins that your body has created from you having surgery to escape, and you will find relief within that massage instantly. So right after the surgery, right after the massage, the lymphatic drainage massage, you feel relief. You're no longer hard. You're no longer stiff. You're able to move around. I wouldn't say you won't be able to dance or whatever, but you'll be a lot more free when it comes to moving your body, and you'll feel a lot more relief. If you're getting your surgery done, I would say you need to get it done maybe once or twice a week.
Oh my God, how much is that costing? What is this upkeep on this body?
It's expensive. It's very expensive. It can add up. We personally charge $65 for a 60-minute and $85 for a 90-minute. But imagine that getting it done twice a week or...
For a year.
So it adds up. Plus. You're not only getting your lymphatic drainage massage done, but you're also getting you're wearing your fajas, you're wearing the flat boards, you're wearing all these other things to upkeep the surgery you just did. So once again, I would advise, if you're going to go that route, do your research, make sure that you can actually afford it.
Have the coins.
Because it's a coin.
Not just for the surgery, because a lot of folks are saving up for the surgery, but not thinking of that aftercare, which I think is even more important than the surgery itself. Because the fajas and the boards, even the fajas, like...
I just love
when I say fajas. The fajas, you need multiple sizes. It's not like one size and that's it. Like, no, you're going down.
Stages. Right.
Okay, so after the 2 years or the year or so of recovery, like, is the drainage massage just something that you should just upkeep? Is that like now part of just like your lively routine, just to like keep it going, or it's like at some point does your body like, oh, I know where to expel these liquids or whatever?
Right. So at some point your body will adjust, right? So it's not like you have to do this your whole entire life. So at a certain point, your body will adjust, and you won't be experiencing a lot of fluid or a lot of those toxins. You won't be bloated, or you won't feel that uncomfortableness. So I would say it depends on the person and how their body reacts, how long they need to get their lymphatic drainage massages done.
Yeah.
But you guys can also get a lymphatic massage, I think, without surgery.
Yeah,
you
just
can totally do that on your own if you want. Like we could go and get it, and regular people. You don't have to be a.
And we'll show you, because I know we're going to visit. Yes. We're going to visit, and we'll definitely show you some of the services that she does for folks who. It's not all about BBLs or what have you. Wellness is all encompassing. I'm curious though, because we are chatting BBLs right now.
Yeah.
For obviously folks we're talking about not only the dangers but things to just consider when you're thinking of getting a BBL. But I personally haven't heard a lot of men jump into this conversation, positive or negative. And yes, you can say okay, it's a women's situation, but men have inserted themselves in a lot of other women's centric situations, right? So do you think if more men talked about the positives or the negatives of a BBL that, women would be less inclined to say, okay, this should be an option for me, or this is something I should do?
Well, I've actually had clients who brought in their partner, and they come in there and they come in with support, right? They actually help them come in, and even though they're stiff, they support them. So I think it depends on the decision of the woman. So if she decides that this is something that she's going to do, whether he loves her or not, or he decides that he's going to support her or not, I've seen a lot of men come in and support as well. I've never had a man come in and say, why are you doing this to yourself? What is this? You shouldn't be doing this. A lot of them, they're all for it. They say, this is your body. You do whatever you like. You do whatever you want to do.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Like, I think that's interesting. We love a supportive man. we love all of that for sure. I just am feeling like, speaking of men speaking up, I think women have body insecurities because of other women, but because of men also shaming or liking a certain particular body shape or body type. And so you want the same attention, the same accolades, or same, Instagram.
What you think life would be like once
you have this body, that you're just going to get all this attention. And I think that if a man stood up more or said something more to be like, I would rather have a natural body. I would rather do that. That I feel like there'd be a lot less BBLs getting done because women wouldn't feel this like pressure in society to like live up to this unrealistic body type. What do you think?
I get what you're saying because we do see that in social media, right? A lot of men that in the comments they say, "Oh, I prefer a natural body," or so and so looks good, whatever celebrity that has gotten all these surgeries done. I think it depends on the man and their preference. So if you are in the type of man that you want, so if you want a man that is like worshiping a woman that has these BBLs and all these surgeries, you're going to be like, okay, well, this is what I need to do, right? To get his attention or to keep him in my life. So I think it necessarily depends on the type of man that you want and how you want to, I guess, or how you want him to visualize you and see you. So
yes, that's true. And the overall future lifestyle, because we're not saying people getting BBLs for a guy, but we're saying is like, don't front like a man is not a part of the equation, right?
I'm just saying, I think it's just part of like all of the psychology all of the things that you're seeing in social, all the things that you're seeing around you. Like in the 50s and the 60s, no one's getting BBLs and everyone's living happy lives, you know what I mean? Or whatever's going on.
They were wearing corsets.
They were doing the corsets. And then it was all about like breast implants. So there's always something.
There's always something. But and always something to the woman. The woman always got to change the body. Like, but there are men doing crazy surgeries too. But
men get BBLs.
Yes, they do.
Men get BBLs. Have you seen a lot of men as your
We've
clients
had
too?
men clients.
Not getting the BBLs.
Men do the BBLs.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Men get BBLs, sis.
No, I do not want a man with a BBL. Absolutely not. I want a natural body.
You don't want a man with hips? You don't want a man with hips?
What are they getting done exactly? Like they just want a plumper butt or what?
Or toned, toned muscular type butt. Even though they may not have a muscular butt, they get that type of surgery.
So are they also doing the like
fajas and everything?
Yeah, they have to wear the fajas.
So are they getting the 360 lipo too?
Yes, yeah. They're getting the 360
So
lipo.
you're going to be this big man getting lipo and then a butt.
It depends. So probably not taking out that much, right? I don't know if there's dimensions of what you can take out.
I'm not sure, but I've seen different types of men that have come in and that have had the BBLs, that have the 360 lipo, that they've had certain surgeries done, and we accept them. We have no judgment here.
Yes. Oh my word!
Yes.
I'm really flabbergasted right now. I mean, I saw this thing on Instagram, and it was this doctor that did like a leg lengthening surgery. Which I did not. You know about these?
No,
never heard about this.
And it was like someone was 5'3", and they after the surgery they're like now 5'9". It was like some femur leg.
They broke their leg.
Yeah, like he added something in the leg to like, and you know for 6 weeks you can't walk. So I'm like literally stalking this man's Instagram, and I'm just like, wow. Like, I mean, I think insecurities just survive in everyone. Like, I think they just live in everyone. Like, women, it's going to be boobies, bodies, boobs, whatever. Men, it's going to be their height. Yeah. Maybe, like, a muscular toned body. Like, there's always going to be something.
Always going to be something. And it's not always, like, an insecurity thing, too. Like, sometimes it's like, how can I increase my lifestyle? So if it's something, if you look a certain way, you can attain a certain thing. You're going to look the part. You're going into a job interview. And if I wear this and if I have my hair like this, I'm going to get that job. Yes, we say it's not fair, but you're going to do those changes to get in that room, and then potentially later on you could switch it up. So I think this is an extreme difference, but I think on some levels it's the same thing. It's not for, or at least like I'll say personally, when I was even looking up and like, oh, what is this about? Like, is this something I should probably do? I was not checking. It's not for a guy. It was more like, where do I want to be?
But why not just like accept where you are in this particular second or moment, right? Like, be okay with how your body looks and not be
But
comparing
that's
to
the
others.
same thing. You're okay with how you look. It's like going to the gym. Yeah, you're not crying and depressed every day until you get to that perfect figure, but that doesn't mean you're not gonna put the work in to become that perfect figure. Perfect, but it's like for you, that ideal sense person for yourself. So it's not like, let's not look at what it is right now. It's more like, I know where I'm at and I'm comfortable, but I know to get to this, perhaps it takes this, and this stage. Again, for me, it was like, oh, it's a thought, and like, okay, well, I can do this way, and I'm more comfortable doing it this way. But there's some people who may not be as comfortable with how that end result might look like for them anyway, and are open to the risk and dangers of it all.
Yeah,
and may not even
I
see
just
it
think it's
because they're so consumed with like, oh, I have to look this type of person.
But see, I
way.
think like what exactly you're describing is kind of something that comes from outward space of environment of whatever that is, right? I think it's different if you're a mom and you're like, mommy makeover, I've been to the gym, I've been eating right, but I have what is it?
The fupa?
You have a fupa, you have fibroids, you have what is the hernia?
Hernia.
Right? And it's like, I can't get my body back. The muscles are torn, and like there's things, like things that really your body can't fix by themselves anymore. That you're like, all right, I think I'm gonna just go the surgery route because I would like to look a little like I can't physically do this myself, and I would rather go the surgery route. I would have to get my body back to where it would need to be, and I think that's a different view than being like, oh well, like I just
how is
wanna
that
be in the
different though?
gym.
And that's what I mean, like, because you're in motherhood, you're in a different stage of life, and you can probably talk to that as being a mother. You're in a different stage of life, so it's not getting back to where you used to be. It's like, this is where I am now as a mom. So it's the same mentality, and it's just something that folks are more accepting of mothers or folks who may have done, have life things to say like, okay, I'm doing the BBL, I'm doing a mommy makeover. And it's the same shit, but let's call it a mommy makeover because I'm a mom and this is why I feel this type of way, versus like, no, you're a mom now and this should be, like, it's okay because you've gone through something that's definitely, like, it's a miracle in and of itself. Whereas, let's say if you're just, quote unquote young and doing your thing and wanting a BBL, it's looked down on more so than, let's say, a mom who may be doing the same procedure.
I guess kind of like what's your POV on, because I mean, I think it's just two different ideas of like why you would want to go do a certain thing.
I think it's pretty generalized. They both want the same thing, right?
Yeah.
They both want that confidence boost back in themselves, right? They want to be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I look good. So if somebody who naturally doesn't have big boobs, right? They've always wanted big boobs. They were teased as a child, and they've even wore bigger bras to see how well they would look. And they think that they look great. And when they get their procedure done, they do. They look great. But it's just I think to generalize both of them, it's a confidence boost. When you're a mom, you go through postpartum and your body changes and you want to go back to how you used to look before baby or even better. So you just want to be able to get back to yourself, get back to, how you want to view yourself and how you want others to view you. So whether you get a BBL or a lipo or a 360 or whatever procedure, or you get a mommy makeover, it's just a confidence boost within yourself and whether you like what you see in the mirror.
For sure. I think it's good. And I'm curious too, like just how lucrative it might be to work within this industry. So yes, like folks are talking about this more and more, and it's been a thing that's been around, but people have been more like sly about it. But now folks seem to be so open and honest of like, yes, I've got a BBL, or yes, I'm doing a mommy makeover and this is what it is for me. Like, so how has that translated to you and your business at Classy Baby and what you're doing?
So at Classy Baby, we do lymphatic drainage massages and we also do non-invasive body treatments. So we get a lot of post-op moms, we get a lot of post-op surgeries, people who do mommy makeovers, or people who just want to do lymphatic drainage or contour their body out, right? So I think because it's been so popular nowadays that people are more body conscious about themselves, that it has kind of been like a wildfire amongst the industry, right?
Jesus, right.
Everywhere you go on Instagram, there's somebody always doing body contouring or lymphatic drainage massage. I do want to throw my healthcare out there, but please, if you decide to get these procedures, if you decide to get these treatments done, whether you get a lymphatic drainage or a body treatment, make sure that that person is certified. Because even though it says it's non-invasive, there can still be side effects to certain people, case by case. So please make sure that...
What are some of those side effects? And what is a certification specifically? Because people can say they're certified, but in what?
People decide to get a certificate because they know how to do the machine, or they know how to actually do the procedure. But if you know somebody who decides to do lymphatic drainage massage, there is an actual certificate that massage therapists have to go out and get done in order for them to be certified. Just don't go, I would say don't go to anybody who decided to learn from somebody else, or they decided to pick up the skill on their own. Make sure that they actually have that certification, because this is your body, and pressure points are throughout your body, and so are lymph nodes throughout your body. So you want to make sure that if you have somebody put their hands on you, that they know what they're doing. Right?
Amen. That's with anything.
That's it.
That's with anything.
Oh my goodness. So what are some of the side effects then? Because I would think, if you're doing this instead of, let's say, we're not doing the surgery, but
that's
probably,
too much.
That's too much for me. I'll work out. I'll do what I need to do. But every now and then, if I just, want to cellulite or something, something crazy that you want to just nip in the bud really quickly from just doing a massage, what are some of the side effects that someone can face from that?
Right, so it depends on, I guess, your body and how your body reacts. So if you decide to get a lymphatic massage, it is a very light massage. It's not like a deep tissue. I know a lot of people think of massage. They think of deep tissue, very hard. And, but with a lymphatic massage, is really just moving along with your skin. It's not very deep pressure or anything like that. So with the lymphatic drainage massage, when you have surgery done, for all my surgery girls out there, it's going to be painful. So there will be bruising from your surgery, but you do recover quickly. When it comes to those body treatments, it depends on the type of body treatment, right? There's chirotherapy, there's also red light therapy, and there's also those platelets where you get ultrasonic body sculpting done as well. So every one of those categories have some of its own effects. I wouldn't say that it's very long lasting. Some of them are temporary, and some can lead to long lasting depending on your body. I just read an article recently where some lady, she decided to get the chirotherapy, and
which is that freeze machine,
right?
It's
the freeze one where they freeze your fat, and it's supposed to your body's supposed to digest that fat, and then it's supposed to go into your lymphatic system, right? And release.
Speaking of guys, I know a guy who literally did that every month.
Right. And she ended up it froze in place. It did not actually dissolve throughout her body, and she had this huge lump on her stomach. And
you can't just go on the track. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Like literally ellipticals, and that's it.
She had a lump on her stomach, and she, even though it's non-invasive, and she actually took them to court, and she had them go pay for her lipo treatments to actually remove that fat, and she did not. The reason why she went to chiro is because she didn't want to do the surgery, and now she had to do the surgery in order to get rid of that fat. So
oh my god,
right, but she didn't go to the people who were certified. So you have to make sure that you go to somebody who knows what they're doing and fact check.
Yes.
But we do not offer chiro. I just want to throw that out there. We do not offer chiro. We do have an endosphere light therapy machine. So it's like a roller, and it has all these different beads on it, and it rolls throughout your body to help you with your lymphatic drainage, your lymphatic system. And it also helps contour your body, and it eliminates the cellulite, and it also recovers those muscles, right? So if you work out a lot, we have that to help relieve some of that muscle tension that you've been experiencing from your workouts. Or if you just had a baby, right? We just talked about that separation with the diactus rectus. If you decide to...
we're over here with the medical terms.
With the medical terms.
I love it.
Diactus.
Which is really like that space between your stomach, right? So, or that hernia.
Right.
So it helps to bring those muscles together. Or if you have that loose skin after baby, it helps to tighten that skin up to where you don't necessarily have to feel insecure about those areas of your body. So
yeah, it's so interesting because I actually went to a wedding and this woman was saying exactly that. So she was saying that she had 2 kids, so she had one, and once she had the one, she said that her stomach, she showed a video, you guys.
Oh, God.
She said her stomach literally looked like a vortex. Like, it literally was, like, moving around because it was like her organs were still moving. And then she had second baby, and she used to play soccer, like, super active woman. So it's not like she was, you know, out of shape or anything. Right. And the muscles in her stomach completely separated, and they couldn't move back together. And so I think she ended up or decided that she wanted to have surgery or whatever to, like, oh yeah, she said she had surgery for them to sew it back together. And I was like, ooh. Oh my word, like the idea of just birthing children and coming into this world is just so intense. Like, your body literally goes through trauma with the surgery, with the babies, whatever it is you want to do. So let's actually get back into it. And so the fact is that a lot of people, you know, okay, so pregnancies. There's so many horror stories. Like, I just shared one, but there's so many horror stories that even happen within, like, the hospital. Or, like, women, just black women, not being taken care of or listened to in the hospital.
When it comes to the level of pain and
of how they're feeling. I think there was a judge on TV. She's very popular. She's, like, on marriage boot camp. She has her own little judge court show. I cannot think, it's not Hatchet. Judge Lynn. Yes.
I forget
she has, like, short hair. Yes. And her daughter-in-law, I believe, was the one who she had birthed baby. She was in her 30s. And she said, I don't feel good. I just don't feel right. I don't feel right. And the doctors were like, oh, you're fine. It's just normal. This, that, and the third. And she ended up passing away. And that was like 2-3 years ago. So it's like we're not too far away removed from it at all. So can you speak to that space of, like, women just not being listened to when it's like, you know your body. Like, you know how you're feeling.
Right. And I think it's specifically black women, right? So I experienced that fear within myself. I had 2 children, and because we hear these horror stories, right, whether you tell the doctor, you tell the nurse, I don't feel well, or something's not right, they're not necessarily listening to you because they say, hey, who are you? You know, I'm the doctor here, I'm the nurse. So they don't necessarily listen to you, which is a huge fear for a lot of black women because they don't feel heard. And then situations like that where they can either pass away or have some damage to their bodies done. So it's a huge fear that I had when I first had my child. And I wanted to make sure that I knew my rights. I wanted to make sure that I knew the laws that were put into place for women specifically, and make sure that my nurse, that my primary nurse, that my nurse that's going to be with me in delivery, talking to my doctor, my OBGYN, and making sure that they know exactly how I want my baby to be delivered, and my aftercare, letting them know about that birth plan that a lot of people tell you to do, that you actually have that done, so that way you inform them with a team instead of just kind of going with the flow, right? You think, oh, because they're doctors, or that they, you know, they've done this so many times that they know what they're doing. Right. So you want to be a part of that. You don't want to just coast along with whatever they're doing, because you want to let them know that you have a voice. You are standing up for yourself and letting them know, I know I know my body, right? I know what's best for my baby. I need you to understand that and follow me along with that. I need you to cooperate with me. So I think a lot of women, especially black women, need to practice that, know their rights as a black woman and as a birther, really, and just knowing that you have support around you as well. If you feel like you can't speak up to your doctor, or you cannot speak up to your nurse, make sure you have a midwife. Make sure you have a birth worker there who's able to do that on your behalf.
I think that's so sad. Like it's very sad, but it's so
sad and scary.
It's legitimate, and it's something that I think it's applied to a lot of other aspects of your life. But for some reason, when it comes to birth, when it comes to potentially, because if it's a woman-focused thing and solely women, you know, can do this, why it's not being like, it's not as emphasized as other aspects. Like, we know Americans love to say we have our rights, we have our things, but for some reason, when it comes to reproduction, when it comes to, you know, women's health, there still seems to be some sort of like tug and pull,
and it's weird,
and fight when it comes to control and what you really have to say. So even knowing, like, what are some of those laws that you knew that you know what, these are some of my rights that I knew as a birther that I have, and that I have to, like, at least be conscious of. You don't have to necessarily say it, let's say, to the doctor, these are my rights, but at least for you personally to know, what were some of those core things that you feel like you had to know?
So with me, when I had my children, I wanted their umbilical cord to still be intact to them with the placenta, so that they can still have that cord, that remaining blood, because it has a lot of nutrients to it. But a lot is very common inside the healthcare industry where they're ready to go ahead and clip it off and, you know, send baby on to their way. So you have every right to tell your nurse or to tell your doctor that, you know, I want that to stay on for a minute, and I want to be able to have my baby receive those last minute nutrients. You can even take your placenta home with you and decide to get it capsulized, and take those as well. So it doesn't necessarily, because I believe they just throw it away, right? So you can take those nutrients back home with you. You just make sure you need to have a cooler, make sure all those things that you want to incorporate inside of your birth plan and your actual rights, what you want to do, that you have things to back it up with.
Okay, so my question, we have baby. We give birth to baby. Baby has the umbilical cord. Then they just put baby on your chest and you just, like, allow the... Like, so when do you cut the umbilical cord? Like, how long do you keep it? Do you want to keep it with the baby?
You want to keep it as long as possible. So, yes, when you have your baby, it comes out, they put it exactly right on you, right? They give you a little bit of time. Your umbilical cord is still attached to your placenta, and your placenta is still inside of you.
Okay.
So when it's time to birth your placenta, yes, you do birth twice, one to your baby and one with your placenta.
That one has to be easier, though, right? Like, the placenta has to be easier than birthing the baby.
It's literally so traumatic.
It depends. It depends. Yeah, sometimes whether you decide to get an epidural or if you decide to do it naturally, you can still feel that. So you're still contracting, right? Your uterus is trying to move back to its natural position, right? So sometimes you get the nurses will give you a massage on your placenta to try to help it move back into place. But you can feel it, basically. Okay. But they kind of help guide it out. And then they put it off to the side. That's when they will take it out, put it off to the side, and then clip. So once you notice that, all right, I want to keep that placenta, or I want it to stay attached to my baby, then you let them know, okay, excuse me, nurse, I want this done. I've seen a story or a situation where a lady who already expressed her birth plan and told them, I want this done, and they secretly try to take it off and take it away. And she's like, excuse me, I wanted this. This is, where is it going? I saw that you guys took it out. And they actually threw it away. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
So, can you imagine, what is
the motivation, I guess, behind the doctors not listening to the birth plan? Is it because they're trying to get you out of the room and get onto the next patient? Like, what is the problem with them not listening?
They have a routine, right?
They're used to it.
So they have a routine to where, okay, I birthed the baby, because the doctor comes in at the last minute, honestly. Throughout your labor, you have your nurses coaching you, I guess, in a sense, and they bring in the doctor at last minute. Okay, baby's ready, let's go. And then the doctor goes out, and then nurses take care of everything else, right? So they have a routine of how they do things. And sometimes when you kind of throw a wrench into their routine, they either get upset or they don't want to listen and just go, okay, they don't know what they're talking about, I'm going to continue my routine and go on to the next patient. So it kind of gets lost into translation.
And I think it goes back even when it comes to their training, because oftentimes medical school, nursing school, the examples that you see are those of white people in general. So let's say, for instance, if you notice a bruise or if you notice something happening within pregnancy, you see that on a white skin. You see that on this whatever. So like for Black women specifically, if that's not what a lot of these trained professionals are used to even seeing when they are in their midst of absorbing all this information, I think they're less likely to even consider hey, okay, how does this look like on a black woman versus someone with fairer skin? Like, you know, you're less likely to believe that, especially...
I think they just don't even understand or see that there's a difference.
There's a difference.
They're like, oh, a black woman with a black... Well, you know, black women, our bodies respond differently to food, to sunlight,
pain, everything.
To everything, to bruising. Like, things aren't going to show up as much heavily on us as they would on someone who is fair skin or white. You know, so it's going to be more hidden, or maybe I'll feel it, but you're not going to see it. Like, whatever it is, right?
Symptoms could even be different.
Symptoms are going to be different, and your body just reacts so differently to things. So it's like, if they're not even recognizing that there could be a difference, then it's like, they're not even going to pay attention to anything.
Right.
And this what makes it so important for you to be in this field, period, because you are a black woman, and so, like, while, let's say, you may not know everything under the sun when it comes to, you know, being a physician, being a nurse, like, you obviously have that additional perspective that you come in with additional lens of, like, no, I hear you because in some ways I am you. So, like, how does this work when it comes to, you know, how do you combat some of these things within Classy Baby, your wellness center?
Right. So, there is not a lot of diagnostic or even ultrasound studios that are owned by black women. I think I may know maybe 2 at the most. These women, they come in when they see a familiar face, you know, or their demeanor changes, right? Because when you go to your doctor's office, it's more of like, oh, get in, get out. Okay, see you later, bye-bye.
Totally.
Whereas with us, we ask you, how you doing? How has your pregnancy been so far? And how are you dealing with your stress? And we make sure to have those conversations with you and make sure that you feel comfortable, because we want to create a space that you feel safe in, right? We want to create a space where you feel that you can breathe and relax and be able to enjoy yourself without having to worry about those disparities that you may experience with your medical provider or the facility that you go to, because you don't see those faces, or those people are not they don't have their eyes open as to seeing what's going on around them, right?
Yeah, I think that's so important.
Yeah,
it is.
So we definitely incorporate that. We not only do we have black staff like myself, but we also have Hispanic women. We also have Asian women. So we're very diverse. So it's not like you know, it's everybody is welcome. We've had so many different people along that spectrum, to where we've had you know, Asian, white, Hispanic, all different ethnicities come into our studio and felt welcome, because we don't necessarily want to make you feel like this is a doctor's office, right? Just because you're getting some type of procedure done does not mean that this is a doctor's office. We are a family, and we want to make you feel welcome like a community.
I love that.
I
think it's like, I think it's interesting too, like, just the perspective, like, I think I was talking to my mom about this, just how, like, black people, like, we're such a warm, welcoming people. We're like, you know, we'll have a cookout, have a family event, come on over, eat
Everyone's
food.
welcome.
Yeah, like, and it's just like a more open and inviting thing, as opposed to, like, maybe some other cultures that aren't so family centric. I'll just say it, white people. They might be a little bit more like, who's this? Why you come in? Like, it feels a little bit more judgy. And just like you said, in those doctor's office, it's really sterile. Like, I had experiences where I go to see, like, an OBGYN. I had Kaiser, and it was like, if you didn't ask for a certain doctor, like, the way that they have their rotation, you could just see anybody. And for me, I kind of felt like, I don't like this, because now I have to re-explain my symptoms, re-explain what the problem is.
Or you may have, it's like, you have an appointment, you have it set up, you follow their rules, and yet you go there and it's like, okay, 15 minutes, I gotta go. Or like, you're waiting there in the line forever.
And you just, and they don't even feel like they care. Like, I want to feel cared for. I'm asking you questions, and you're giving me a blanket answer. You're not really telling me any answers. And that is just, for me, and healthcare, personally, I just feel like that's really unacceptable, because you're the one who's trained, you're the one who I feel like I'm coming to for answers, and I want to be able able to trust,
Right.
and you're just not giving me full on information. Like, you're the one who studied the body. You know what's going. This is what your job is,
Yes, right,
and especially with the older ones too, because they're probably on their last leg trying to be like, I don't even want to be up in here, but I'm trying to pay off my granddaughter's school, whatever. So it's like they don't give that space. So I love that at Classy Baby you can come and get like an experience that's going to help you, especially in pregnancy. I just feel like baby 1, 2, 5, or 7, it always is
It's
a new
very personal.
experience, and
Very,
it's scary,
and it's
you
scary.
never
You
know.
could have all the support in the world, but this is you and your body. So that's kind of
you just never.
can't
Anything
imagine.
could go wrong
I
at
can't
any
imagine.
stage in the pregnancy. However many babies you've had before, like it's really scary. So it's nice to have a really supportive staff and people around you to like give you love.
Yes. So I mean, at the Black Creators Club, we discuss topics like very centric to the Black community, and we talked about these topics with folks who are working to elevate the livelihood of Black people. And so while yes, you said like this is a very much like and when we say elevate the livelihood of Black people, that doesn't mean it has to be exclusive, but we want to be a part of the original equation, because sometimes we're add-ons and we feel the difference when we're add-ons versus when you're like in the DNA. And so I think it's really great to also highlight that you are a wellness center that is founded in Inglewood, California, for those who are listening outside of California, a major Black neighborhood in Cali. So what has been your overall response when it comes to the fact that you open up the center in Inglewood, Black women doing this, Black staff, a bunch of different things, like what has been the overall response?
Oh, they love it. Every time we get somebody, especially from the Inglewood neighborhood, they go, oh my gosh, I did not know you were here. This is so great for our community. We love the space. This is so welcoming. So we get a lot of good responses from people in the community and people who come from outside of our Inglewood community. We've had people come from all the way from Long Beach. We've had people come
that's
from...
a drive, y'all. That's a drive.
We have people come from San Bernardino, right? So we... every time that we get our customers that come to our studio, they love it. They love the atmosphere. We give a very calm, relaxing atmosphere. We keep our studio very clean, and we also give you, a bright personality at the front desk and a welcoming personality, and make sure we check in with you to make sure you're good and make sure that you're okay. We give you refreshments and all of that. So people love it. We get great response from our community. We love our community, and we'll actually going to be starting to get into more of our markets inside of our community. There have been so many different markets that have been opened up, especially during the pandemic. So we're starting to get out there as well and see people in our community and say, hey, we're here and come visit us. So we love it. We love Inglewood.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what else is kind of on your wish list for your business? Do you have any other spaces that you kind of want to dive into or open up, or bring a certified personnel on to expand the business in any other way, or are you kind of okay with where it's at?
I think right now we're good, except that we want to get into more like spa treatments, right? So we just rented out one of our rooms to Miracle. She does, she's an esthetician, she's licensed, and she does facial, she does waxing, she also does vajacials, and she does eyebrows as well.
She does the vajazzles. What is that?
I don't know. I've never heard of this. What is that about?
It's like the steam, like they steam
Oh yeah, the bee steams.
The bee steams and the thing. But did they do the ones? That was like such a thing for a while, like the vagina bedazzles or something.
That is hilarious.
Oh,
it was something crazy.
I don't know about that.
I just know you can have the different shapes if you want it shaped in a different way,
Right,
like on the.
You can get it shaped differently.
If you
You
no,
can
not
get-
yeah.
Yeah. You can get your, you can get it customized.
Customized. That's
Yeah.
what I know.
And then
all the procedures. All the procedures.
you get a vajacial, you just get a whole like facial on your vagina.
Wait, so how do you get it a different shape? I'm trying to figure this out. Is it
I'm sure they
surgery?
have like stencils and all that stuff to provide you with whatever style you like.
Okay, y'all. learning a lot over here, okay?
Her name is Miracle Skin. You guys can check her out.
Miracles, she coming in with all the different
Yes,
shapes, honey.
yes.
All right. We'd love to see it.
Love that. Okay, guys, we work really hard to do this show. You guys know, like, this was such an informative conversation on BBLs, on pregnancy, and the like, just within the Black community. The best way you can support us to do more things like this is to really just share the show with a friend, subscribe to our YouTube page or on Apple or Spotify podcast. Everything is at the Black Creators Club. Make sure that you rate,
Yes.
leave a review.
Yes. all of the things. And you guys, please visit our website,
Yes.
theblackcreatorsclub.com, to get your merch. Okay, you see Akila and I rocking the merch. Let me not
You're
knock over a
welcome.
light, honey. It says, "You're welcome, sincerely, a Black creator." You guys can figure out more about that on the website, because you know we are the trendsetters and culture starters. So
Yes.
you guys, we just want to say that you're welcome. Okay, so please get your merch.
For sure. So let's jump into our game, okay? So we know you have a comprehensive wellness center, as we mentioned, right here in California. So naturally, we want to hear your take on different services. So we're gonna name a primary issue that someone might walk into a Classy Baby and talk to you about, and you tell us which service from what you have would be the best thing that we should get.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the first thing, girl, I have intense back pain. I am just like, I am Hunchback of Notre Dame status out here. I just feel like I need to figure this out. What should I do?
You should definitely go to a chiropractor. If you're that hunched over.
So I cannot help you here.
I love that. You're
I
like,
cannot
there's
help
certain things
you.
I do, there's certain things I don't do.
After you've gotten your back cracked back into place, then come see us for a deep tissue. With a deep tissue, it helps relieve those muscles that you've been stretching out, right? Or that you've been putting a lot of pressure on when you've hunched back like this. So when you get a deep tissue, it targets those muscles, those deep muscles that are helping to support your spine. So once you get that, or even a hot stone, which is
Yes, those are
amazing.
Is it? Okay. Love it.
Those also, that heat also penetrates those muscles and helps to relax as well. So either a deep tissue or hot stone massage.
Oh, them deep tissues, they be hurting. I mean, I was after my deep tissue, Akila knows, I was sore for 3-4 days. And then after, I was like, okay, now I feel a little more relaxed. But before, I was like, oh my gosh, like it still hurts.
It was actually you telling me about it. I was like, you know what, maybe I should try it out. Because usually when I do massages, I'm like,
just the relax package.
Relax, yeah, literally, beginners, relax. That's it. But I think at least with that, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel the difference.
You feel
right, yes. Yes. You either feel it right afterwards where you feel better, where you can actually move better, but you will be sore. So prepare for that.
Right, nobody told me. Okay, so the next scenario is I had surgery. I'm bleeding all through my fupa. What is it?
Can you see, even in this example, she can't be positive about it. She's like, you know, like she's like.
My fahaha. Okay, what do I need? What do I need?
You need a lymphatic drainage massage and a towel. No, I mean, we've had a lot of clients come in that had their drains in, so we do allow you to bring your drains in. Even if you have your drains out and you are still like leaking blood, we still take you as well. We do have that protective wear and that gear that allows you to go ahead and just leak on through. But we do want to offer you a lymphatic drainage massage. With the lymphatic drainage massage, you'll be able to relieve that fluid, be more not flexible, but have more movement, and you'll be able to relieve that toxin and that stiffness that you may be experiencing, and to help avoid fibrosis. So lymphatic drainage massage.
So when you're doing these massages, like the drainage, does it go into like a bag? Is it like, you know, natural remedies when you're draining and it goes there? Like, I'm just curious. When you say lymphatic drainage, where does the drainage go in a lymphatic drainage massage?
So if you still have your drains in, then they go inside the actual drains that either it's like a little baggie or a little tube that it goes into. If you just have the drain without the baggie, it does just leak out.
Ooh,
So
wow.
yes, we've had both where they've just leaked out, and we do have that protective gear like a chuck. Some people use them inside hospitals, right? So we use a chuck or with gloves, of course, to protect our therapist and yourself as well. And if you are closed up, if you no longer have your drains and you're healed, those incisions are gone, then it leaks out into your lymphatic drainage system, so your lymph nodes. So you have lymph nodes throughout your body.
Yeah.
Some under your armpits, you have a lot underneath there. You have some in your stomach, you have some in your waist, your legs. All throughout your body is where it helps to relieve that tension, that extra fluid, that toxins throughout your body. Your lymph nodes allows you to sweat or allows you to go to the restroom. So those ways that help to get that fluid out.
That's
what I
okay.
need.
Yeah. So that's good to know, because I'm like, okay, where does it actually go afterwards? So I'm like, it's good to know that. All right,
it's coming out somewhere.
You gotta deal. So let's say another situation. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing what I need to do. I feel good about my body, but I'm just so annoyed. I have this stubborn cellulite. What can I do to get just rid or lessen the cellulite that I experience?
Glad you asked. We have a new machine. It's called Endosphere body contouring machine. With that machine, it has red light inside of it, and it also has little beads that rotate, that give you a light massage and helps to smooth out your skin, right? So with cellulite, it's a little bumpy. It's a little not smooth, right? Little dips, right?
But what if it's a big dip? Does that work on the big dips too?
But that's a dimple, okay? That's the point.
Some people got it bad. Some people got it bad.
Right. I mean, it does not have you looking smooth like that, right? It does take some different types of sessions, right? Several sessions to get that smooth look. So whether it's like very little cellulite, or if you have really extreme cellulite, you do want to make sure you're staying hydrated, right? Making sure that you're eating well to help support these treatments that you're getting done. Just don't do them in vain, because you're paying a lot of money for them. So make sure that you are playing your part, basically. So our machine, it has the red light, it has the lymphatic drainage rollers, and it allows you to smooth out those bumps that the cellulite gives you, right? And you don't have to do so many sessions. I know that there's a lot of different sessions that a lot of people offer with their cellulite machines, but with ours, since it's very new, you don't have to do as many. I would say you can do up to 3 sessions, maybe even 6. I know a lot of people offer 10, 20, however many sessions.
Trying to get that money.
To see results, you can do as little as 3, depending on your cellulite.
That's really good to know, especially comparing it to the lymphatic drainage, which is like, oh, girl, you're gonna be in there. But at least with this, it's
and
3
how
to
long
6.
does the drainage last if you do the lymphatic drainage? How long?
Oh, it depends on your body. So I've had people who come back maybe once a week, right, or twice a week, or I've had people.
And
come
that's
back
not. I'm just saying with no surgery.
Oh, with no surgery?
Yeah.
I've had people come back maybe once a month.
Okay.
Or they come back, maybe they visit us one time and come back maybe 3 months later.
Yeah.
So it all depends on your body, whether you're bloating, whether you're retaining a lot of fluid. Just make sure that you are also staying, active, and that your system, your digestive system is very moved as well.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I'm hearing the theme right now is stay well. You guys, eat well, eat nice, surgery, no surgery, do whatever you gotta do. You gotta do your part.
You gotta do your part.
Take care of your body.
Be conscious about these decisions, okay?
Because you're paying the money to get the extra result, but you gotta keep it up.
Yes.
You gotta keep it up. Even with the non-invasive stuff too. So surgery and non-surgery, but gotta keep it up. Okay, so your last scenario, I'm pregnant, I wanna document my full journey, baby number 1, we're excited. Like what are kind of something that, we can do to help document the journey?
Oh yeah, sure. We have a package for that.
We have that. Package.
It's called Watch Me Grow. You're able to get photos, I believe 4 photos with your package. You also get a mommy gift with your first visit, and you get a heartbeat teddy bear with your baby's heartbeat inside. So we record your baby's heartbeat and we put it in a heartbeat recorder.
That is so cute.
And you pick out your teddy bear, we put that heartbeat inside your teddy bear, and we also do a video at the end of every single session that you do. So we put it all into one little slideshow, so you're able to see your baby grow, right, from every session that you come to our studio. So whether you start early in your first trimester, or if you decide to start probably even your last trimester, your baby changes throughout your whole entire pregnancy. So I would recommend to get it early, so that way you can see all those different changes, and to see your baby's facial features change. They morph all the time, especially during different stages. So I would definitely recommend our Watch Me Grow package.
So cute.
That's
and
so
so
do you think
like
that
innovative.
moms do it like if you're on baby number 2, or mom's doing it on baby number 2 too?
Oh yeah. Whether they are doing, whether it's their first son, right, or their first daughter, they definitely want to document that. Or they say, you know what, I did this with my first child. I want to have that same experience with my next child, because I don't want them to feel like, oh, I did it for the first one.
Be like, okay,
right? Like we got all these videos and pictures of
Are like that. They're like, I already had a baby shower.
Exactly.
I'm like, no. If however many kids I have, just know you're about to be at every single baby shower. I want a gift too. Don't play me.
Well, listen, don't play yourself.
You see how she treats me? You see this?
It's real.
No, I'm there. Just don't DJ envy me. Every year it's another baby.
Oh yeah, no, I got you on that. Don't worry. But Auntie Keeks, come on, Auntie Keeks, come on.
Give you the Watch Me Grow package.
Yeah,
Classy baby. By the way, y'all, we gotta share. Well, that's the game, and definitely I love that you had so many services to share for each one. But like, again, we're heading to Classy Baby Wellness Studio to try out some of your services in the coming, I think, month or 2. But just make sure you keep up with us on social. You know when we do this, and we'll post behind the scenes footage. We'll share our experience, all of that, because we definitely just, I think it's awesome, and it's not something you only have to do when you're pregnant
or surgery.
When post-surgery, there's a lot of things that you offer.
Right. The facials, the massages, everything. I love it.
For sure. So Kristen, let our viewers know where they can find you or learn more about Classy Baby.
Sure. So we have our website, which is www.classybaby, and that's spelled BABIE.com. We also have an Instagram and Facebook. Our Instagram is Classy Baby Studio, and you can also find us on TikTok. We just started a TikTok.
Wow. Wait, what we doing? How's the TikTok gonna look?
What are we doing on TikTok? We're doing dancing, or are we doing post-surgery ops? What are we doing on TikTok?
You can see some of our before and afters on our TikTok. You can also see a little review of our studio, to see what it looks like, the services that we offer. And some of our staff, they get a little fun with it. So
that's fun. But everything is Classy Baby.
Everything is Classy Baby. It's either Classy Baby Studio or Classy Baby Wellness. Our telephone number is 323-305-2422, and we are located in Inglewood. So come visit us.
That's amazing. Eb, where can they find you?
Yes, you guys can find me on Instagram, chatting everything Black-owned business, Black entrepreneur lifestyle, and of course the Black Creators Club at Ebony Chapman 12.
Yes, and you can find me chatting media and life motivation, all with a dash of style, at Aquila Friends on all platforms. And of course, catch up with the Black Creators Club and keep up with us, I should say, at the Black Creators Club on all platforms. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for Kristen for all her knowledge. And remember to always abide by your ABCs. Always be creating.
Bye. Thank you for
having me.
Love it. Yes.
Okay.